Zee and NuNew's relationship isn't just sweet, it feels written in the stars. From the start, Zee was drawn to NuNew like he couldn't help himself, and their horoscope shows an intense bond that was meant to happen. Let's see why their connection feels so powerful and fated. Hello stars, welcome back to my channel where I analyze the relationship horoscopes of your favorite BL ships. If you are new here, my name is Beatrice, I'm a professional astrologer and also a huge BL fan, and today I'm taking a closer look at the charts of ZeeNunew. You can't even imagine how excited I am for today's reading. This is my 12th BL couple horoscope analysis, and Zee and NuNew are actually the first couple I'm covering who have publicly said that they are boyfriends. You should also not miss my next videos. I will talk about Tian Juning and the Yu from Revenge Love, about Chris To, Gemini 4th and In War. To make sure you won't miss them, subscribe to my channel and turn the notifications on. Now back to ZeeNunew. We will dive into what the stars reveal about their love connection in a few minutes, but let's first take a look at their individual charts, because they reveal a lot about what attracts them, how they behave in a relationship, and so on. Zee is the kind of person who surprises you. At first he seems calm, logical, even a little shy. But once you get closer, you discover someone full of unexpected depth and a strong, unique charm that doesn't follow the usual rules of love. Zee is someone who loves with both his mind and his actions. His birth chart shows a strong mix of planets in earth and air signs, which means he's practical and thoughtful when it comes to love. He doesn't fall quickly, but when he does, he shows it through care, stability, and deep attention to the other person's needs. Planets in earth signs are all about loyalty, patience, and building something real. That's why Zee may seem calm or careful in relationships. He doesn't rush. He wants love to make sense, to grow slowly into something strong. Planets in air signs, on the other hand, bring communication and ideas. They help him think clearly and talk things through. Zee probably loves meaningful conversations and feels closest to someone who understands his mind. Since there is less fire and water in his chart, he might not always show big emotions or passionate bursts. He may seem calm and composed on the outside, but that doesn't mean he doesn't feel deeply. He just expresses love in a steady, grounded way, by being there, by listening, by showing up. Zee was born on the 10th of September 1992 with the sun in Virgo. That means at his core he's someone who loves to be helpful, careful, and loyal. He notices the small things others miss, and he's usually the one who remembers your favorite drink, your pet's name, or the exact moment you smiled last. But this isn't just about being sweet. His sun makes a strong connection to Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn. Uranus is the planet of change and surprises, and Neptune is about dreams and emotions. So even though Zee might look serious on the outside, inside he's full of wild ideas, strong instincts, and a secret longing for a deep, magical kind of love. He might fall in love in a way that feels like fate, fast, intense, and slightly mysterious. His moon, representing his emotions, is very close to Black Moon Lilith, a dark rose symbol of power, secrets, and desire. And both of them are in Aquarius, the sign of independence and rebellion. This gives Zee a complicated emotional world. He can seem distant or hard to read, but that's only because he guards his feelings. Deep down, he wants a partner who accepts his shadow side, the parts of him that feel too much, too passionate, too intense, or too different. His Lilith in Aquarius is also a sign that his relationships are different from traditional ones. This means that he doesn't follow society's rules when it comes to love or even other relationships. It also means that he likes a partner who is unique, who defies the standard, who is even eccentric or in a way stands out from the crowd. Last but not least, Black Moon Lilith being so close to the moon makes Zee quite jealous and maybe obsessed with his partner. Venus, the planet of love, is in Libra, the sign of balance and romance. Zee values kindness and connection. He's happiest in relationships where things feel fair and beautiful. Venus is in harmony with Saturn, the planet of responsibility, so Zee is serious about love. He's not interested in shallow games. But at the same time, Venus is also in a tense relationship with Uranus and Neptune. This means love doesn't always go as planned for him. He might attract unusual or distant partners, or he feels torn between wanting safety and craving excitement. This Mercury, the planet of communication, sits in practical Virgo, which means he notices the small things that most people miss. He pays attention to words, gestures, and tiny details that reveal so much about someone's heart. When he talks about love, he's clear and thoughtful, never wasting words or saying things he doesn't mean. He's the type who remembers his partner's favorite coffee order or notices when they need comfort before they even say a word. This Mercury placement makes him incredibly good at solving relationship problems through clear, honest conversation. What makes this love story even more interesting is that Mercury forms a harmonious aspect with both Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn. Uranus is the planet of sudden changes and electric attraction, while Neptune governs dreams, intuition, and spiritual connection. This means that his way of thinking is sharp but also creative and imaginative. He might say something completely out of the blue that makes his partner feel truly seen and understood. He has a unique gift for connecting with people on both intellectual and soul levels, finding himself drawn to partners who are unconventional or who share his vision for the future. His love conversations could spark revolutionary ideas or lead to deeply spiritual moments together. Mars, the planet of passion and desire, energizes this romantic sector from the communicative sign of Gemini. This placement makes him someone who is turned on by good conversation and clever minds. He is a charming flirt who wins hearts through witty banter and intellectual seduction, but he doesn't like things to get too heavy too fast. He's attracted to partners who can match his mental energy and keep up with his quick thinking mind. His romantic style is playful, curious, and always evolving. The asteroid Juno, which represents commitment and marriage, sits right next to this Mars. Here's the twist. While he loves playful romance, for Z love isn't just fun and games. This powerful conjunction suggests that his passion and his desire for partnership are deeply connected. He's looking for a real connection with someone who keeps both his mind and heart awake. When he falls in love, he is searching for someone who could be his life partner. He doesn't do casual romance very well because his heart naturally thinks in terms of forever. However, both Mars and Juno face off against this North Node in Sagittarius through an opposition aspect. The North Node represents his soul's growth path and life purpose. This tension suggests that love isn't always easy for Z. It challenges him to grow and step outside his comfort zone. His romantic relationships serve as catalyst for his personal evolution, stirring up deep questions like what do I really want or am I ready for this kind of deep bond? He might find that love pushes him to expand his horizons, perhaps through partners from different backgrounds or relationships that challenge him to explore new philosophies and beliefs. Sometimes his desire for partnership conflicts with his need for personal freedom and adventure, but these questions and challenges are part of his destined path. Adding another layer to this cosmic love story, this Mars and Juno form a supportive trine with Lilith in Aquarius. There's something magnetic about Z that he doesn't always show on the surface. This aspect suggests that he is attracted to partners who embrace their true selves without apology, and when he's close to someone, he opens up a side of himself that is truly powerful and raw. He finds rebellion and independence incredibly sexy, and he thrives in relationships where both people can be completely authentic. His partnerships likely have an unconventional flavor that others might not understand, but works perfectly for him. The final piece of this romantic puzzle involves Mars and Juno forming a challenging square with Jupiter in Virgo. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, optimism, and sometimes excess. This square creates tension because Z can sometimes expect too much too fast. He might fall in love with big hopes or put pressure on himself to make things perfect. This aspect suggests he sometimes feels torn between wanting grand romantic gestures and needing steady, reliable affection. He has very high standards for partners, which is wonderful, but might sometimes make it harder to find someone who meets all his expectations. The lesson for him is to slow down, breathe, and trust the process of love rather than trying to force perfection. There are also some emotional wounds here. Chiron, known as the wounded healer, is in Leo, the sign of confidence, and it clashes with Pluto, power and transformation, and Saturn, limits and fears. This suggests that Z may have had moments when he felt like his love or voice didn't matter. But the good news, every wound here is also a chance for deep healing. We've seen a lot about his emotional side, but I can also tell you some other info about the partner that he wants or needs. First of all, he likes younger partners, or at least ones that aren't afraid to show their inner child. He is attracted to people who are beautiful, elegant, have soft facial features, who behave in a lovely manner, and also have a sweet voice. They must have beautiful hands and ideally a nice butt. His hands are probably his most sensitive body parts when it comes to romantic touches. NuNew is the kind of person who makes your heart skip a beat, not just because he is charming, but because he feels different. There's something unpredictable and magnetic about him, like he's always halfway between a dream and a dare. Love for him is never boring. It's an adventure, a discovery, a spark that has to stay alive. NuNew is someone who follows his heart, not a plan. With no planets in earth signs, he doesn't worry much about rules, routines, or what makes sense. In love, he moves with feelings, dreams, and sparks of excitement. He's not here for something boring or overly practical. He wants romance that feels alive and full of meaning. NuNew is about 9 years younger than Z. Born on the 25th of July 2001 with the sun in Leo, NuNew shines naturally. Leo is the sign of confidence, passion, and big-hearted energy. This means that NuNew loves love. He wants to be adored, and he also knows how to make someone feel special. He is warm, expressive, and full of life. But his Mercury, the planet of thinking and talking, is in Cancer, the sign of emotion and memories. So even if he looks bold on the outside, he feels deeply. He remembers little things you said, he cares about how you feel, and his words come from the heart. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is in Gemini, the sign of communication and curiosity. For NuNew, falling in love starts with a conversation. He's playful, flirty, and always wants to learn more about the person he likes. But Venus is in a fight with asteroid Chiron, the wounded healer, in Sagittarius. This shows a pain tied to love, maybe feeling misunderstood or not taken seriously in relationships. Even though he loves to laugh and talk, deep down he might fear not being fully accepted for who he is. Mars, the planet of passion and desire, is in Sagittarius too, a sign that loves freedom, honesty, and big ideas. He needs excitement in love, someone to grow and explore life with. He wants a partner who could become something like his spiritual leader. But Mars is sitting very close to Pluto, the planet of power and transformation, but also of obsession and jealousy. This combo makes his feelings intense. When he loves with his whole being. But it also means he can get jealous or feel everything more deeply than he shows. And with Mars also in opposition to Saturn, the planet of limits, he might sometimes feel blocked or frustrated in love, like something is always holding him back just when he wants to go all in. Still, there's something truly special in NuNew's chart. His North Node, a symbol of destiny and purpose, is in Cancer, the sign of home, feelings, and care. And both Jupiter, the planet of luck and growth, and Juno, the asteroid of commitment and marriage, are close to it. This means that love plays a big role in NuNew's life path. He is meant to grow through relationships, to open his heart and let himself truly care, even if it's scary. He might start out wanting freedom and fun, but over time he'll realize how much he craves real emotional closeness, a safe place to land. Jupiter and Juno close to the North Node also help a lot when it comes to his career. It shows that he can have a lot of success and will be loved by the public, even more so when working with a partner. When NuNew falls in love, he doesn't just want romance. He wants to share feelings, dreams, and ideas. He wants to feel seen, truly seen, by someone who understands the way his heart works. This placement also gives him a special charm. People may feel naturally drawn to him, sensing the softness, honesty, and beauty in the way he connects. NuNew's north node is also joined by the asteroid Sappho, which is linked to love, beauty, creativity, and deep emotional bonds, especially the kind that go beyond words. He was destined to do something in life related to arts or creativity. This means that love isn't just a feeling for NuNew, it's part of his purpose and destiny. Relationships will teach him about who he really is and help him grow into his true self. He's drawn to soulful connections, to people who inspire him, and to moments that feel poetic and full of meaning. His heart isn't looking for something ordinary, it wants something that feels timeless and real. For NuNew, love is a path not just of emotion but of growth. The more he follows his heart and opens up to real connection, the more he becomes the person he's meant to be. Last but not least, similar to Black Moon Lilith, Sappho can also represent sexuality, especially female sexuality. In my opinion, Sappho being so close to NuNew's North Node doesn't just make him creative, but also makes him look feminine. This asteroid is also associated with same-sex love, so here you have it. This alone doesn't show that NuNew must be homosexual, but he definitely is more open than other men to enter a same-sex relationship. Finally, Uranus, the planet of rebellion and surprises, is right next to Black Moon Lilith, a point in the chart that represents raw, deep desire. And both are in Aquarius, the sign of uniqueness and independence. This gives NuNew a mysterious edge. He's different and he knows it, and that's part of his magic. His relationships are also different. He doesn't follow society's rules when it comes to love, and he is not afraid to love a person of the same gender, someone much older or younger than him, from a completely different background, and so on. This combo connects softly with Chiron in Sagittarius, showing that his wild free spirit is also part of how he heals and how he helps others feel brave enough to be themselves in love. Now let's see what the stars tell us about the physical features of the people he feels attracted to. He likes persons who are tall and muscular but also look younger than they are or have childlike features. A narrow waist and beautiful hips and thighs are a plus. These are also his most sensitive body parts: his waist, his lower back, his hips and thighs. Zee and NuNew are quite different, but they fit in a special way. Zee brings calm and stability, which helps balance NuNew's emotional, dreamy energy. NuNew adds playfulness and surprise to Zee's steady world. They both want deep, honest love that helps them grow, and a good connection on an intellectual level is important for both of them. One other thing that they have in common is that they don't follow society's rules when it comes to relationships. I can tell you all of this just by looking at their separate birth charts. But let's take a closer look at their synastry, a chart that reveals details about their compatibility. After that, I will analyze their composite chart, which is like a birth chart of the relationship itself. Zee and NuNew have a strong layered connection that can feel intense, exciting, and sometimes a little challenging. Their charts suggest they were meant to meet, whether as friends, partners, or something in between, because they help each other grow and bring out new sides of one another. Zee is more grounded and careful, with many planets in Virgo, a sign that likes order, planning, and being useful. NuNew, on the other hand, has powerful energy in Sagittarius, a sign that wants freedom, fun, and big dreams. This creates a natural tension. Zee may sometimes feel like NuNew is too impulsive or chaotic, while NuNew might feel Zee is too critical or serious. Their differences can lead to misunderstandings, especially when Zee's Mercury, the planet of communication, clashes with NuNew's Saturn, the planet of limits. Sometimes words can feel blocked or misunderstood, but with patience, they can learn to speak each other's language. Still, their connection runs deeper than surface tension. This Venus, the planet of love and attraction, works beautifully with NuNew's Saturn, Pluto, and Mars. This means that Zee feels drawn to NuNew's intensity and strength, while NuNew feels safe and seen with Zee. Zee brings a calm, loyal kind of love, while NuNew adds passion and transformation. There's a strong physical and emotional pull here, and when they trust each other, the relationship can feel both stable and electric. Emotionally, things are very unique. Zee's moon, which rules feelings, and his black moon Lilith, a point that represents deep desire and hidden emotions, are right next to NuNew's Lilith and Uranus. This creates a mix of emotional rawness and surprises. They may awaken hidden parts of each other, feelings they didn't even know they had, or urges that feel powerful and hard to control. It's exciting, but also not always easy. Emotions can swing between closeness and distance, comfort and shock. The connection between their Liliths leads to a very intense sexual tension. This moon is also connected to NuNew's Lilith, which makes him, I dare say, obsessed with NuNew. This moon is also in harmony with NuNew's asteroid karma. In astrology, karma can point to past life ties or important lessons we carry through time. This connection suggests that these emotions naturally support NuNew's deeper journey. He may help NuNew feel understood without needing to explain everything. With Lilith also being in this mix, it adds a spark of intensity to their bond, not always comfortable, but very real. It's like they touch something in each other that goes deeper than words. They also have a lot of cosmic support for a long-term relationship. This Juno, the asteroid linked to commitment, partnership, and marriage, connects in meaningful ways to NuNew's Venus, Lilith, Uranus, and Chiron. Zee might see NuNew as a true partner, someone who challenges him but also helps him heal and change. At the same time, NuNew's Chiron, which shows old emotional wounds, touches Zee's North Node, a point tied to life direction and soul growth. This suggests that their bond is more than just fun or comfort. They are meant to push each other toward healing and becoming their true selves. There's something very warm and familiar between Zee and NuNew, like they've met before or were meant to cross paths in this lifetime. Even if they don't know what to call their connection, there's a strong sense that it matters. There's also a sweet, generous energy coming from this Jupiter, the planet of joy, growth, and meaning, which is right next to NuNew's asteroid Amor. Amor represents love in a soft, romantic way, and Jupiter makes it feel bigger. Zee may naturally bring love, laughter, or lightness into NuNew's world. He might encourage him, lift his spirits, or just make him feel safe being himself. NuNew in return may feel a quiet kind of love or affection that grows over time. Zee and NuNew's relationship has a fire in it that is hard to ignore. They have many planets in fire signs in their composite chart, meaning that this connection is full of energy, passion, and movement. When they are together, things feel alive. There's a sense of excitement, fun, and a strong desire to express who they truly are. The composite sun, which shows the core of the relationship, is in Leo, a bold and warm sign. This means that together they are meant to shine. It thrives on creativity, attention, and love. Moreover, this is a very strong placement for a couple that works together in the entertainment industry. The sun sits close to Cupido, Eros, and Sappho, three asteroids that represent different shades of love and attraction. Cupido brings flirty sparks and charm, Eros adds passion and desire, and Sappho adds emotional depth, beauty, and emotional bonding. Altogether, their bond can feel romantic, magnetic, and even poetic, like something out of a movie or a BL drama. But right across from the sun is Lilith in Aquarius, symbolizing hidden feelings, powerful desires, and sometimes rebellion. This tension can create moments where one of them wants to pull away or where emotions get intense. They may trigger each other in ways that are unexpected, but this also helps them grow. Lilith wants truth and freedom, and this relationship might ask both of them to be fully honest even when it's hard. On the other hand, this also leads to a strong sexual tension. They may not always have the same fantasies, or one of them has a hidden fear that doesn't allow him to fully let himself go, but they can overcome that by communicating and being patient with each other. Fortunately, ZeeNunew also have Juno, the asteroid of long-term commitment, in Gemini, a curious and flexible sign. The Sun makes a supportive aspect to asteroid Juno, and Juno is also in harmony with Lilith. This shows that even though the connection can be wild at times, it also has the potential for real partnership, one that accepts both closeness and independence. They are more than just a fling or a fun duo, they might also be true partners in the long run. Their moon, which shows shared emotions, is in Sagittarius, the sign of adventure, honesty, and freedom. This adds a playful, open hearted energy. They probably feel best when they are learning, traveling, or dreaming big together. Their feelings may not always be super deep, especially since there are no planets in water signs, which normally brings emotional sensitivity. But they are honest, enthusiastic, and generous with each other. Their relationship is also characterized by a deep sense of optimism, hope, and confidence. Venus, representing love, Mercury, the planet of communication, and Jupiter, optimism and growth, all come together in Leo. This is a beautiful sign of joy. They enjoy each other's company, they talk a lot, and they know how to lift each other up. These three planets also make strong trines to both Saturn, the planet of stability, and the Moon. That means this relationship isn't just fun, it can be lasting. Saturn brings maturity and the Moon brings emotional comfort. It's like they are both the fun and the safe place for each other. Last but not least, I can't even explain to you how good these placements are for their work as a duo in the entertainment industry. Mars, the planet of drive and passion, is in Virgo, a more thoughtful, grounded sign. This helps balance all the fire. Mars makes a positive connection with Neptune, the planet of dreams and imagination. This means that when they work together or move toward a goal, they can mix action with creativity. They may even share a spiritual or artistic bond. Last but not least, their composite north node, a point in the chart that shows purpose or destiny, is in Sagittarius, the same sign as the composite moon. Together, they show that ZeeNunew's bond is meant to be free, honest, and always growing. There's also a special triangle in their chart called the small talent triangle, involving Uranus, the planet of surprises and change, Pluto, deep transformation, and the asteroid Nike, victory and success. This tells us that when they work as a team, they can overcome challenges and do something special together, something that inspires others. In the end, Zee and NuNew's composite chart shows a relationship full of warmth, fun, bold feelings, and real potential. It's a spark that could either burn bright and fast or with care and honesty turn into something long-lasting and meaningful. Now you know everything I can tell you about Zee, NuNew, and their relationship. If you haven't seen them yet, please also check out my other videos and don't forget my next ones about Krissing To, Gemini 4th, In War, and the lovely main couple from Revenge Love that makes us all go crazy. Subscribe to my channel and turn the notifications on to make sure you won't miss them. Until the next time, shine bright like the stars.